On an ordinary day in an English suburb, Harry Potter was living a life full of harshness and isolation in the Dursleys' house. The Dursleys treated him coldly and roughly, while their spoiled son Dudley got everything he wanted and lived a life full of love and attention. Harry was treated like a servant in his own home, with nothing in his life except neglect and rejection. He lived in a small room under the stairs, where he received no comfort or care. Despite the harshness of his life, Harry didn't realize that something great was waiting for him. Years passed and each day seemed like the last. But everything changed on his 11th birthday when a large and powerful man named Rubeus Hagrid appeared, bringing with him incredible news that would change Harry's life forever. Hagrid said in a deep and imposing voice, "Harry Potter, you're not just an ordinary child, you're a wizard. And you've been accepted into Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry." These words were a shock to Harry's mind, but at the same time he felt a sense of hope and wonder. He had always believed he didn't belong in this world, but now he discovered he was part of a world he never knew, a world full of magic and adventure. And so Harry began a new journey in his life, a journey filled with wonders and dangers in the wizarding world. When Harry arrived at Hogwarts, he was in a state of shock. The towering castles, the grand halls that reflected the light, and the moving staircases that changed direction without warning were like a dream come true. Even though Harry seemed like an outsider in this new world, he felt a sense of belonging. Students from all over the world gathered around him with curiosity, some treating him with respect, yet there was also an air of mystery around him. As everyone knew his story, the story of the boy who survived the Dark Lord Voldemort's attack when he was a child. At Hogwarts, Harry quickly made strong friendships. He met Ron Weasley, the simple boy from a poor magical family, and Hermione Granger, the intelligent and diligent girl from a non-magical background. Together, the trio formed an unbreakable team, facing challenges and adventures without hesitation. During their studies at Hogwarts, Harry and his friends learned spells, potion making, and how to care for magical creatures. But Harry soon discovered he had an extremely rare ability. He could communicate with snakes, a skill many believed to be linked to dark powers. This made some students suspicious of him and even frightened others. Over time, Harry began to realize that this ability might be part of his dark destiny. While Harry and his friends enjoyed learning magic at Hogwarts, they also uncovered some mysterious secrets surrounding the school. While exploring the castle, they discovered the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary magical stone that could grant immortality and turn any metal into gold. With this discovery, the trio began investigating the secret of the stone, only to find out that someone was trying to steal it. In their exciting adventure, they faced many strange and frightening challenges. They had to deal with a giant wizard's chess game, a puzzle that required sharp intelligence to solve, and then face Voldemort, who was trying to regain his strength by using the stone. In the end, after much effort, Harry and his friends protected the stone and prevented Voldemort from regaining his power. But despite all the adventures Harry had at such a young age, there were moments of weakness and loneliness. One memorable scene in the story occurred when Hagrid gave Harry a photo album containing pictures of his late parents. It was then that Harry first felt he wasn't completely alone, and that he belonged to something much bigger than just being neglected in the Dursleys' house. Over time, Harry realized that his adventures were far from over, and that Voldemort had not disappeared for good. The following summer, Harry returned to the Dursleys' house after the end of his first year at Hogwarts wasn't as peaceful as he had hoped. One night, he received a mysterious warning from a strange creature called Dobby, the house elf. Dobby told him, "There is great danger waiting for you at Hogwarts. You must not return." But Harry, who was eager to return to Hogwarts, ignored the warning and went back to school. Inside the walls of Hogwarts, strange occurrences began to unfold. Mysterious messages appeared on the castle walls, warning students about opening the Chamber of Secrets. Everyone was talking about a legend that claimed there was a place in the school that contained a terrible monster capable of destroying everything. But things got more complicated when some students started turning to stone. Harry and his friends began investigating the matter and discovered that the chamber had been opened 50 years ago, and there was a connection between this mysterious place and the snake language Harry spoke. After an exciting adventure, they uncovered that the monster threatening the school was a basilisk, a giant deadly snake. In the end, Harry had to face this monster alone inside the Chamber of Secrets, using Godric Gryffindor's sword, which appeared to him mysteriously. With the help of Fawkes, Dumbledore's phoenix, Harry managed to kill the basilisk and save the school. But in this confrontation, Harry discovered a piece of Voldemort's soul in an old diary, which was the cause of everything that had happened. As the school year came to a close, the questions were more than the answers for Harry. He began to feel that his struggle with Voldemort hadn't ended. It had only just begun. As summer arrived, a new war loomed on the horizon, one that would threaten the entire wizarding world. Each school year brought new challenges, whether facing powerful enemies or uncovering new secrets about his past. In the following year, Harry faced even greater challenges. When he was chosen to participate in the Triwizard Tournament, which involved dangerous tasks, he found himself facing even greater challenges, including dragons, the Dark Lake, and a maze filled with hazards. In the end, he discovered that the tournament was a trap set by Voldemort's followers, who were planning to bring him back to power. As the series progressed, the conflicts and challenges Harry faced grew, as he learned more about himself, his friends, and the magical world, uncovering its secrets little by little. The events escalated until they culminated in a great war between the forces of good and evil, where Harry eventually realized that war required great sacrifices, and that he would have to face Voldemort in an epic battle that could be the final chapter of his life's journey. In the fourth year, Harry began to witness the escalating war between Voldemort and his followers on one side and the wizards who resisted his evil on the other. Despite Voldemort pursuing him everywhere, Harry grew stronger and wiser. He gradually began to learn more about his past and the connections between him and Voldemort, especially after he discovered that part of Voldemort's soul was hidden inside him, linking Harry's fate to the evil he represented. In the Battle of the Ministry that erupted at the end of the fifth year, the events were more thrilling and difficult than ever before. It was discovered that Voldemort had returned to his full strength and was not just a threat, but the source of destruction that threatened everything beautiful in the wizarding world. In this battle, many were lost on Harry's side, and the loss of Professor Margaret McGonagall was one of the deepest moments that affected his heart. Harry, now part of the Great War, faced challenges bigger than just confronting the forces of evil. He began discovering new secrets about the past, including how his ancestors were linked to ancient events and how the powers of magical creatures affect this world. Through analyzing deep memories, he realized that he needed to uncover everything Voldemort was hiding and face him in an upcoming final battle. But the sacrifices were more than he had anticipated. In the final year, Harry entered the Great Wizard War, a battle he never imagined would bring together everything he had learned throughout his years. In this battle, he had to face Voldemort face to face, not only for himself, but for everyone he loved. In the end, in a decisive confrontation, Harry discovered the true power he had been searching for all his life: the power of love. It was love, the same reason for his survival many times, that prevented Voldemort from winning. The love of his parents for him, the love of his friends for him, and the love of all those who supported him in his moments of despair gave him the strength to fight against evil. With the destruction of part of Voldemort's soul within him, Voldemort disappeared for good. Harry had finally triumphed, but he realized that the war was not just a physical battle, but also an internal battle to find meaning in his life. Despite his victory, Harry felt sadness for the many lives lost in the battle. Nevertheless, he understood that this was the price of freedom, and that he had played a major role in changing the wizarding world for the better. After all the suffering and sacrifices, Harry returned to his new life as a teacher at Hogwarts, where he began teaching new students how to use magic to serve good. His past adventures became part of the school's history, and future generations learned that magic could be a tool for good if used carefully and wisely. Harry finally lived in peace, surrounded by the friends who had accompanied him every step of the way. And he had learned through his experience that true strength lies in friendships, love, and sacrifice.